If you are an agent, a manager, a casting director, talent roster, production house, or any other entity that works with voiceover talent, we want you to meet our guest today. Hello, I am Crystal Lee. I am your host. I am an actor, belly dancer, and a combat veteran. I'm repping the Air Force because I love the Air Force. I love the other military branches too, but I spent like 20 years in the Air Force. So I love them. Anyway, today I want to introduce to you the amazing Stacy Berro.
Yay! Oh my goodness. You just said so many interesting things about yourself, Crystal, that I feel like I need to interview you here. I'm like, can we do this like in the reverse, like another time?
Oh, yes, please. That would be wonderful. Number one, thank you so much for being on the show and taking the time to tell us about yourself and your work with Corey and sharing all of these wonderful things. I really appreciate your time and I appreciate you. So, with that being said, what have you been up to? Tell me all of the interesting goodies. Give me the tea.
Okay, well, the tea. I am always learning and growing. One thing that I do every week, which just allows me just a fantastic opportunity to get to meet people and talk about voice acting, is I'm part of VO Radio. So I'm a feature contributor, which means I have like pre-recorded segments where I talk about anything that I want to talk about, which is so much fun. Mm-hmm. And also we have a live show, Let's Talk VO, every Monday and Wednesday. And I also am a booker, so I get to book VIP guests and regular voice acting folks, to be on the show. So I'm constantly thinking, who do I want to meet? Who's available? Who do I want to meet? Who do I want to talk to? And it's really fun because I'm looking at LinkedIn, for example, and I'll see an interesting post or what have you, or I'll even see people on Instagram and I'm like, oh my God, I really want to meet that voice actor, and I'll start communicating and everything. But all of that is something that I do every week. So that's a big part of my life. Mm-hmm. But project-wise, one really neat thing that I've done recently is I got to be in this is a mouthful, how do you say it? Short vertical microdrama.
Ooh, I like those.
And that's a thing.
Yes.
That is a whole thing now, and I'm just getting, contacted a lot for different things in and around that, Mm-hmm. But one in particular that I did, and this was so cool, it was called She Fell from Space. Mm-hmm. And I got to be somebody's mom on the phone. And it's so fascinating because I don't know anything else that's happening in the film. Mm-hmm. And it's so cool to be able to ultimately find out how did they use my part and what were the actors doing where I was on the phone. Mm-hmm. So this particular film was submitted to a film festival and I got to go to the premiere.
That's exciting.
In person.
That's so awesome.
Actually, in person.
In real life.
I know, in real life. Okay, I'm so not cool. I had to ask what IRL was at one point. In real life. And this was a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. And it was so neat. It was in Los Angeles. I have to say it was at a very cool venue. It was an old trolley repair station from 1908 in downtown LA.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they used it for the whole film festival throughout the weekend. And mm-hmm. then we got to go to our own, specific film. And I got to meet the cast and the producer, writer, director, Serena Covarrubias, mm-hmm. with Ulysses Productions. And it was just a great experience. And I was just so moved to be able to see the thing on the big screen because you normally don't get to do that. Mm-hmm. And just to see who was talking to me. And I was somebody's mom over the phone, which was funny. I was actually speaking English with the Spanish accent, which was fun. So that was fun. And to see how that all played out, he was FaceTiming his mom. You just couldn't see the mom. Mm-hmm. So he had several conversations with her and all that. So just to see it all come together and then meet everybody was just that was really big for me. That was really big. And they put my name on the movie poster. That was
Good.
so nice. And that doesn't always happen for us
Yeah,
voice actors.
that's true.
We're
Yeah.
behind the scenes kind of people. So I need to actually remember to print that out and put it in my office here. But that was a big thing, that I've done recently that really stands out in my mind. The most notable thing to talk about. And oh, another fun thing was I got to do a dubbing project
Hmm.
for something that came out on Netflix. So
Oh,
that was exciting.
are you
It was
allowed to say
called,
or?
yeah,
Okay,
it's
good.
already out and everything. I know so many things like you can't say what they are. I'm like, oh, I did this, but I'm under NDA, and then I did that. I'm also under NDA. And it was for the movie Eloa. Do you know
Oh,
that story?
I do. Well, I know the movie. I just, I haven't watched it yet. Sorry.
Well, it was about this young girl who was kidnapped basically or sequestered in her apartment by her boyfriend. I think she
Mm,
was like 17 or something, and it happened in Brazil, I believe. And so, of course, I was a few different characters in the English version,
hmm.
and that was really fun. And that's another thing that I got to do in person, which was so fun. It was
Hmm.
super fun. And my biggest takeaway on that was in the studio, um, my lines were in a cursive font, which I found that really interesting.
Yes.
That I mean, I could read it, but I thought if there were like a younger I mean, I'm not old, but I mean, like a very, very young person,
Hmm.
maybe they wouldn't be able to read that font because it was in cursive.
Yeah, that's a very interesting choice.
Hmm.
Because it is a choice for dubbing. Because you'd think that you want your actors to, recognize the
Just for it to be really clear and
yeah,
legible and all
yeah.
that. So it
But
was like, the red line, the words are coming. It's like
mhm.
a weird karaoke in cursive. So,
Maybe they had heard of you and they were like, all right, let's move the challenge bar up a little.
let's see if she can do it.
Yeah, let's
If
see.
she passed the test, we'll hire her again.
So, just for our audience members, you said that you were bilingual. Could you tell them what languages that you speak?
Oh
Or
yeah. I'm bilingual, English and Spanish.
mhm.
Well, if I can even speak English right now, right? Blah. English, Spanish, and Spanish is my second language,
Hmm.
and it's by choice. Ironically, I do have a lot of family that is Spanish
Hmm.
from different countries, but my native language is English. So I love Spanish. I adore it, in fact, and I speak it in my daily life, but it's not native. So I'm very, very careful what projects I do choose
Hmm.
where I'm speaking Spanish, or if I'm speaking English with a Spanish accent. I'm very careful with making it known that I'm not native, but I'm bilingual and I'm fluent.
Yes. Ah, that's very
So,
important. Wow,
um,
that's
like for example, if I have a narration,
hmm.
that's where my skills come in. Or let's say I have a character in a
Hmm.
video game, something like that. But if I have a real native woman in a commercial and my voiceover is supposed to come out of her voice, out of her
Hmm.
mouth, I won't do those
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense. They're going to be like, I hear that,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Wow, that's awesome. Well, that's
mhm,
good though, because it really broadens your when the audience and then, the types of jobs that you're able to
mhm.
book. So that's incredible.
In fact, one of the things that I learned from Corey in the
Hmm.
very beginning, he would say, the niches are in the riches.
Hmm.
Oh, no, no. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
the
The
riches
riches are in
is
the
are in the
niches.
niches. Yeah. Yeah, actually,
That's funny.
I was gonna ask you. So your time, tell me about your time with Corey. What uh,
I'll
what?
tell you about my time with Corey. Oh, my
Yeah,
God. So,
tell me how he's influenced your like career path, like everything. Give me the results. Like what are the results from working with him?
okay. The results are plentiful. And
Oh yeah.
I was so drawn to him because he's so confident and everything was so voiceover centric. You know, um, I came to him when I joined Go Get It Nation
Mm-hmm.
and met Corey and, sought out his advice and his marketing skills and all of this. I really needed help streamlining my marketing on
Mm-hmm.
social media. I mean, social media was one of these things that maybe I would post to my family or friends or something on Facebook, but I really didn't know much about it other than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely didn't know how to market myself for voice acting. And because he was so specific about it,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I felt comfortable because I was looking online at different social media branding people, and they're always trying to sell you something.
Mm-hmm.
He was just so specific for exactly what I was trying to do and what made a difference for voice actors and what to say and what not to say. Um, and I just really felt scattered. So everything that he taught me helped to make my efforts more intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he helped me focus. He helped me to know that advertising on social media is not like your advertising billboard. That was crucial. Not to advertise, that people would actually, if they want to know about you and hear more what you have to say or, whatever, find out you're a voice actor, they can do that with your profile.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the biggest messages. Um, and the other one is consistency. Being consistent with my efforts across my profiles all over social media, my efforts on a daily basis, making sure every single day to connect with people, to talk to people, make those Zoom coffees, do all those things because all the people are hanging out there in social media. They're scrolling every single day, and you want to
Mm-hmm.
be one of the people that they see or they keep seeing. And it just has made a really big difference for me. It just opened up a whole nother world that I didn't know existed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because you know every single interview that I've done, the one thing that comes up consistently is consistency.
Uh huh. He always says, like, brushing your teeth,
Yeah,
like brushing your
exactly.
teeth. Um, and he was a big help also to help with the overthinking part.
Mm,
When you first start making videos of yourself,
mm-hmm.
it feels so weird. And you're like, is this really necessary? I can post something else. It is necessary
Mm-hmm.
because every time I make a video and it posts on social media, I just did it this afternoon. It's a
Mm-hmm.
chance for people to see me uh, and like me, know me, trust me,
Mm-hmm.
and hear my voice. That's a biggie because when you're just like talking in a normal way, in a conversational way, it's something that people need to hear. So, for example, earlier today, and I never run out of stuff to post. In the beginning, you're like, oh my God, what do I post? It's like so stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And I would send videos to Corey, and he'd be like, you're whispering, or what are you doing? Or just say it. Just say it. You're not a commercial.
Yeah.
And it was so important to have somebody to tell you that. It's like
Yeah.
the biggest, most important thing. And also communicating with people.
Mm-hmm.
Communicating with people in your videos, just uh, looking at them, you know, not looking down at yourself like this or something. It's all about who you're trying to connect with. One thing I posted about earlier today was how I was I was taking a little brisk walk
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to pump up my energy because I was in the booth all day and I
Mm-hmm.
knew I had this podcast. So I talked about that. I'm like, oh, I'm taking a brisk walk. I was literally out there in, the desert area on a little path, taking a walk, talking about how I was boosting my energy for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so simple and relatable.
Yeah,
So,
that's I love that you said that. Walking is magic.
hmm
It really is. Um, if you if you're feeling tired and you don't want to take, that, what is it, the fifth cup of coffee of the day. Um, yeah, I love how that really gets your blood flowing. Um, and thank you for sharing that. It's always nice for everyone to hear what other people do to get them psyched up. Um,
hmm
uh, so I when I first started working with Corey, same thing. He was like, yeah, you got to pump yourself up and get yourself ready. So before my videos, I would do like 10 minutes of belly dance just in my own room by myself.
That's amazing.
To do the, to get, the blood flowing. Walking now, because I have a kid, it's like hard to do anything besides that. So anyway, that's amazing. I'm really happy and grateful that Corey has, changed your business, you getting out there.
And honestly, the rest is up to me. He gave me the tools, and it's up to me what I do with it every day.
Yes.
So like I was so stuck, as is everybody. What do I say to people? What do I say? Just to have someone to ask. And then you can get over it. But in the beginning, everything is just so new, and you're concentrating on your voice acting. And then I'm like, do I have to do this too? Yes, you do. And in today's climate, you do.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on. You have to learn your DAW, your voice acting, and you realize, well, who's going to hear me? And if no one is sending you auditions yet and you're very new, social media is all you have. And you keep connecting with people. You might see auditions, but it's the connections, commenting, posting, and making those authentic relationships. The real stuff is what sticks. The real stuff is what sticks. And I was so flabbergasted that anyone would want to talk to me, to take the time. Not that I don't believe in myself. I just thought, all these entertainment people are so busy. They're so big. You know what I mean? They're so, oh my gosh. You would be surprised. Entertainment people and all these overlapping industries that we deal with as voice actors are open to coffee, to virtual coffee, because they want to help. And they never know how you might be able to help them too. They're open for a conversation. I was shocked. I had no idea. And LinkedIn is my number one favorite, along with Instagram and just being consistent on the other platforms. But I was shocked, and it's amazing. And I never would have known this had it not been for Corey and his Coreyisms.
Yep. I'm just happy that he brought us together. So
yeah, me too. Yeah.
So it's the time of the show where you get to be on display. So do you have anything that you want to show off your talents with?
Well, sure.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is fun. This is a fun one.
This is my favorite part of the show. I always get goosebumps when people like do their thing.
And I just kind of, I think this type of performance is kind of neat because I can just imagine the scenario. And I like this one. So, okay. Let me find a prop. Okay.
Okay.
Testing. I hope this is recording. If this reaches Earth, I need you to know the rest of the crew didn't make it. Marcus, Eli, Jonah. We were trained for this. Simulations, manuals, contingencies, but none of this seems to apply when the people you trained with are suddenly gone. We tried sending the data. The system's failing. Or maybe we are. So, we rebuild. Where do we even start?
Oh, yay! I was like, it was getting so like intense, and I was like, what's going to happen next? So I was just like,
yay. I'm glad you were that.
Oh, thank you so much, Stacy. Well, so before we go, could you just share like how people can reach out to you or where they can find you?
Hmm. Okay. Um, my email is stacy@voiceoversbystacy.com. And my website is voiceoversbystacy.com. See, isn't that good?
Yeah.
Got consistency. And those are the best ways to get a hold of me. And I'm also on social media. You can just, search for Stacy Berro on LinkedIn. That's my hotspot. Or it could be Stacy Berro VO on Instagram and other things. So just search for me, find me, say hello. Again, I love to have virtual coffee. I love to find out about you and what you're doing. And hopefully we can work together someday in some kind of way, collaborate. So thank you for having me today.
Yay! Thank you. And before you leave, can I get a fist bump? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. And thank you for being on the Undisputed Talent to Watch podcast.